Hello, everybody, and welcome to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. I'm Jim Powers, and we always catch up with our coaches at the beginning of the week. And joining us is the men's basketball coach, Kevin Carroll. And Kevin, a rough road trip last week out to Kansas City. Talk a little bit about some of the things that you saw and some of the things that we kind of need to work on as we get into the stretch run of the regular season.
Well, first of all, I think what the average fan doesn't understand is just how difficult it is to win on the road. It's a lot more mental than it is physical. I would say the two things that were glaring, weaknesses from this weekend were, number one, we've just had a very difficult time coming out and getting stops early in the game. I think Rockhurst scored on 8 of their first 12 possessions. I think William Jewell scored on 9 of their first 13. And when you're doing that and you're chasing those points constantly, it's going to be difficult. Now, and the other part of it is just, obviously we did not shoot well. We didn't, we shot in the 30%, 30s, percentile, for both games. And, we're coming into the game shooting almost 50%. And, I think a lot of that stems from just shot selection. Especially when you're playing on the road, playing on someone else's rims and playing in gyms you're not accustomed to as much. I mean, it's going to come down to, okay, what kind of shots am I getting? And, it was pretty evident after going back and watching the films from those two games that, we were taking questionable shots early on in the possessions, going down and playing defense for long periods of time, come back, taking early shots again, and that's going to hurt your team.
I'm a former coach, and I understand the dynamic of having a lot of, the underclassmen, the younger guys that are really filling some big shoes. I think they've done a pretty good job at that. I mean, what does it look like to you on film? Obviously, you see the film, you get a chance to break it down, but it seems like the younger guys are getting it and starting to kind of get used to the travel, and especially, a long road trip like we had last week.
Yeah, I mean, I think our young guys, I don't know how much more you could ask of them, I mean, it's they've played well. I would say that all of them have played fairly well. I mean, the problem is there just hasn't been much separation. You'd like to say, okay, hey, this guy's the guy we can really count on this night and every night, and but the good thing about that is like we've had some injuries here lately, and but it's just kind of been next man up, and it's when one guy goes down or one guy's not playing, it's very easy to find the next guy to come in the game and to fill those shoes, and I think in some ways it's probably been difficult on them at sometimes because there hasn't been much separation. Some guys are getting chances this night, some guys are getting chances this night, and it's just until we find something that kind of clicks, it's just going to be kind of trial by, fire until we get guys out there that are helping us win games.
Absolutely, and it was good to see Armand this past Saturday over at Rockhurst kind of find that footing that he had before the ankle injury a few weeks ago, was getting some good shots, was able to get to the rim and put up some nice points.
Yeah, probably his best game that he's played since he's been back. Still, though, Armand's not shooting the ball the way that Armand can shoot the ball. Right. And I think it's just a matter of him continuing to get more reps up and get more practice outside of our normal practice time. And he's doing that. He was doing that again this morning after our practice this morning. I mean, and it's just, we need those guys. We need him and Trey and Josh, and we need those guys to play well and to score the ball for us and to make shots. And when they're not, like they weren't this weekend, from the perimeter, it's difficult.
How cool is it going to be for Trey? 1 point shy this past weekend, going to become the 16th member of the 1,000-point club here at Maryville. He's going to be joining some pretty good company.
Yeah, tremendous story. I mean, us in a Division III school were the only schools that recruited the kid, and just it's grown tremendously. If you told me when he came here he was going to score 1,000 points, I don't know if I would have believed you, but that's the kind of guy he is. He's always been one of the hardest workers on the team. He's always been the guy that puts in more individual time than anybody on the team. We had a practice at 6:30 this morning, and I get to the gym and he's already in there shooting and getting shots up before the game, before practice. That's just a testament to how hard he's worked, and really he's earned this opportunity.
This weekend we had the St. Joe's and the UND, and just to show how just nuts the GOVC is this weekend. UND was the number one team going into last weekend. They go up north and they drop 2, and it goes to show how tough it is to win on the road. But, we head back on the road we come off of our westernmost trip to go on our easternmost trip.
Yeah, and that's just how good the league is. I mean, I was looking at one poll today, and there were 7 teams ranked, I think, in the top 40 in our conference. You know, I mean, in the nation. So, you know, there are no nights off. Every game is difficult. Like I said, going on the road is very difficult, even if you're the number 1 ranked team in the nation. You know, these will be 2 very challenging games for us this weekend, and we're just trying to make some progress this week before we go up there.
What have you seen on film about St. Joe's? Preview that a little bit.
You know, they're going to kind of, you know, try to get up in you and pressure you. They like to play a fast game. You know, I think they're a lot better at home than they've played on the road. You know, they're going to try to move around a lot, kind of run a motion offense on the offensive end of the floor. But, you know, Tom Church, their coach, is doing a great job with them, kind of second-year coach. They're really improving, and he'll have them there in no time, I'm sure. But, you know, it'll be another tough game. I think it was a 2-point win for us here at home last year. They've got a lot of new pieces, a lot of improved pieces, and we're going to play well.
And UIndy is just this big physical team that they just love to pound it inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they've got really a lot of pieces. They have a lot of pieces. I mean, they have a tremendous point guard who's one of the probably leading the nation in assists. If not, I think he's either top or second. They have probably, you know, arguably the best post player in the league. They have, you know, an SEC transfer at the guard spot. They've got a 5th-year 4-man who can pretty much do it all. I mean, they've got a lot of pieces to it, you know. But, you know, that's why they play the game.
Yeah,
you know, that's why they play the game. And we're just more so concerned right now with us improving what we need to improve, taking steps where we need to take steps, and, you know, we'll go up there and see what happens.
Outstanding, Kevin. Thanks so much. We'll see you on Thursday up in St. Joe's.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
Kevin Carroll joins us as he does every week as we get you ready for Saints basketball. We'll have all the action on Saints Vision this Thursday from St. Joe's. Women's game at 5:30, men's game at 7:30, and then on Saturday at UIndy, a little bit earlier here in the Central Time Zone as we'll be over in the eastern part of things. We'll start off a little bit earlier, 1 hour earlier right here in St. Louis at noon with the women's game and 2 o'clock for the men's game. For Coach Carroll, I'm Jim Powers. Glad to have you with us on Saints Vision and MaryvilleSaints.com. Have a great week, and as always, go Saints.